The Duke of Cambridge has finally broken his silence on the royal rift bombshell. Prince William has expressed his sadness at the broken bond with his brother Harry. He has voiced sorrow on the royal split and that the royal family is no longer a team. Prince William said that he and Prince Harry are now separate entities and expressed hope that they might pull together again in the future. He said, and I quote here, "I've put my arms around my brother all our lives and I can't do that anymore. We are separate entities now." This is a sharp turn from early reports that the future king and his father Prince Charles were incandescent with rage at Harry, who did not warn his family that this announcement was coming. Prince William's comments come after it was revealed that Meghan Markle has signed a deal with days after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex made their shock announcement. And so the British royal family is in damage control mode. Queen Elizabeth has now summoned Prince Harry for a crisis meeting on Monday. Senior royals, including Harry's brother Prince William and father Prince Charles, will also be attending the meet. Harry's wife Meghan, who is currently in Canada, will not be at the gathering. Monday's gathering will be followed by a series of meetings between the senior royals and Queen Elizabeth. Remember, earlier, the 93-year-old monarch had directed aides to find a solution within days after the shock announcement by Prince Harry and his wife Meghan said that they will be stepping back as senior royals.
So the palace has to move itself, and they're very, very good at this. I mean, there are lots of antiquated things and protocol that, have been going on for a very, very long time, maybe too long. But here, I bet Her Majesty is really trying to make it so that people like Princess Margaret, who could do nothing, a sister to the Queen, and she just drunk herself to death, really. And then there's been Prince Andrew, who at one time was second to Prince Charles, and we know what's happened here. And so for the future, it's a modern age and women want to work and earn things. And I think that it would be a very good idea if they come up with some plan that loosens them or makes it more easy for them to be quite senior at one time and then be dropped down as the number one has babies and a family. I think it's very, very difficult psychologically, and I think this really is important to be looked at carefully.
And we're now being joined by Mr. Richard Fitzwilliams live on Skype from Leicester in the UK. Richard is a royal commentator. Welcome, Richard, to the broadcast here on WION World as well. I want to begin by talking to you about those comments coming in from Prince William. Prince William laying it all out there as to where exactly the British monarchy is at this point in time. Clearly not a united team, and that is one of the biggest rifts that the British monarchy has faced.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a bombshell week. It's been something that's been absolutely extraordinary. This statement coming out on Wednesday evening saying Harry and Meghan were stepping down as senior royals. Basically, they wanted to be financially self-sufficient, continue with their royal patronages, but also, most significantly, they would do this their way. And defiance of a request by the Queen to Harry that he should clear things first with his father. The problem is this has not been planned properly, hence the crisis meeting on Monday at Sandringham. Also, this will be a sign that the Queen is taking back control, because control has appeared to be very absent in recent weeks. I mean, we had, for example, the car crash interview with Prince Andrew and what that led to, which was him stepping down in disgrace from his patronages from royal life for the foreseeable future. So far as Prince William is concerned, I think it is so deeply sad what has happened. The brothers were also so close. Subsequently, there were rumours of rifts, and they were alas proven to be true. All of this raises question marks exactly what the future is. path which Harry and Meghan have said they intend to take, how can this be managed? How?
Right. That's exactly what I want to ask you about next. Are we looking at a situation where, Prince Harry and Meghan, the current Duke and Duchess of Sussex, could be excommunicated from the royal family?
Now, that is a question which I have to answer in some detail. What they've said is they want to remain members of the royal family, but not senior members. They step down as senior members. But they want to continue their links with the Commonwealth. They also want to continue royal patronages. And this raises the possibility as to how you arrange the monarchy so that, on the one hand, they can be self-sufficient financially, which is what they say they want. At the moment, they get almost all 95% of their income from Prince Charles. Only 5% comes from the Queen's and the sovereign grant. That is mainly for travel, and also the taxpayer contributed $2.4 million for their Frogmore Cottage base. But if they're to have a home in Britain, which is what they have, and they want to keep, and they have a home in Canada, say, enormous security costs there. How will they, for example, make money? We know that apparently Meghan has got this deal with Disney. Now, this is the first of what undoubtedly will be a long series of deals dealing with speeches, will it deal with endorsements? I mean, how appropriate is it for a member of the royal family to endorse commercial products? That is a sort of question where their staff, for example, where will they come from? And if they want still to continue as members of the royal family on royal trips, they will have to the royal family. How will this be done?
Right, and how will this be done is the big question at this point in time, because what needs to be done seems to have already been done. And these meetings were between the monarch, the regent, Queen Elizabeth, and senior royals will yield a solution, hopefully, and it will be one of a kind. It will be unprecedented, whatever it is.
This is totally unprecedented. You're quite right, because, in fact, the only royal to step down voluntarily from senior status, well, this goes back to 1936 when King Edward VIII abdicated the throne so he could marry the American divorcee Wallis Simpson, and this is therefore not really comparable, because Harry is sixth in line to the throne. They have more independence. They want to do things their way. They want to raise Archie, their son, in a way that they consider appropriate. There is always the danger here, and I have to what they want from the royal family. They could give, for example, very dangerous kiss and tell interviews. There have been accusations of racism in the media. We know that they've been very unhappy with royal life, and also there is the pressure of the media covering what they do, the fact they're going to abolish coverage by the royal rota of their activities. But that won't mean that the media will leave them alone. Quite the contrary. Every single thing they do, it's the Royal Goldfish Bowl still. And if they want to leave the royal family, would they keep their titles? I presume not. I mean, all of this needs to be negotiated. The ideal way of negotiating it was in private, but this is public. It's global news. It is a crisis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And before we let you go, I also wanted to ask you, look at the way the things have been for the British royal family over the last 12 months or so. And this comes as a double whammy after what happened with Prince Andrew.
I agree. I think last year was a terrible year for the royal family. The Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, showed that they were unhappy with royal life. Prince Andrew gave an interview so appalling that I can only call it a car crash of Krakatoan proportions, and he will no longer be taking part, I think, ever in royal duties. The Yorks, that is, Andrew, his wife Sarah Ferguson, or ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, and daughters Beatrice and Eugenie. Beatrice is marrying next year, but this is relatively minor, a royal marriage, since she is not a working member of the royal family. Harry and Meghan, these were symbols of the modernization of the royals, the fact that Harry could marry an American divorcee who was biracial and a former actress. I was absolutely thrilled, and I have to saddened by what's happened, by the confirmation of the rift between the brothers, and the fact that I think the Queen has not been well treated by both Harry and Meghan in releasing that statement. It was an absolute bombshell. Buckingham Palace were completely unprepared for it.
Richard Fitzwilliams joining us live from Leicester in the United Kingdom with that perspective. Thank you, Richard, for taking time out to be with us here on WION World is One.